raise your hand to be called upon by the chairman, or virtual participants use the raise hand feature. Come to the podium, or virtual participants unmute your microphone when called upon. State your name and address for the record. And after speaking, write your name and address on the record sheet. Virtual participants do not complete this step. To allow every participant an opportunity to be heard, public comments will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. The chairman will indicate when your allowed time has elapsed. In the interest of running an orderly meeting, we ask that you do not duplicate comments made by a previous speaker. Instead, please simply confirm your agreement with previous statements. When appropriate, the commissioners may refer an item identified during public comments to the county administrator for further action. Please note that if a speaker intends to give commissioners any records of any kind as a part of a presentation, the records must be handed directly to the clerk of the board for distribution.
Thank you. Let's start here in Prosser. Yes, Jim, come on up.
I was looking for you over there. You were just over there. Oh, okay.
She's German. You know about that? You know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, welcome. Thank you very much. My name's Jim Atkins, Atkins. And I just have a few questions today on, if you look on the agenda, Auditor B under payroll, there's an amount of $20,000 to one employee. I just kind of curious if that was some sort of settlement or vacation pay or whatever that was. It's kind of a lot. You go down to section W, Essence Therapy, interim juvenile administrator. When he filled that out, you know, I wish he would have put like file prepared by, and then he has his name, but I wish he would have put what his title was after that, because you have to go down to the contract to find out who filled this out. So you just wondered that. And then I have a question about the Horn Rapids, or not the Horn Rapids Park that was closed down last year because of, you know, I say Horn Rapids, but.
I know, we know what you're talking about. All the trash and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Is that going to be open this year?
We can go ahead and add and file the building address that. We'll get out and get.
Yeah. And then the other thing I have is the fairgrounds contract is, I don't know how many people are involved in that, you know, but I've said it before, that was the only thing that kept the fairgrounds going for years. And in my opinion, the Fair Association was, how you want to say, the only one putting the bill up there. Now you have others, so you know, look at lowering the cost of putting on the fair that they charge them for rent. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Anyone else here in Prosser wishing to give public comment? Anyone in Kennewick? You see one? Are you on WebEx?
Yeah, I'm not seeing any hands raised.
City hands raised. There we go. Okay, with that, we'll close public comment and move on to the consent agenda. We have a motion to approve items A through double H.
Chair, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the consent agenda items A through double H.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those say nay. The ayes have it. The motion passes. Scheduled business, approval of courts of limited jurisdiction grant agreement between AOC and therapeutic courts. Who's coming forward? Must be Ryan.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Ryan Washburn, I'm coordinator for the therapeutic courts.
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, on behalf of the therapeutic court judges and myself, thank you for the opportunity. I want to be able to share with the board that Benton County Therapeutic Courts has been awarded a $20,500 grant from the Office of Administrative Courts. The AOC put out a funding notice to the courts of limited jurisdiction therapeutic courts to help fill or any gaps in services that may be hindering the participants' progress or success in the programs. It just so happens that we have 3 critical areas that we're needing addressed. Historically, we haven't funded any recovery housing or treatment services or anything for our participants. We utilize our community partners. We have a lot of community partners in our area that we work with very closely, but there's been a higher need in our community. A lot of people have been seeking services and resources and assistance from these partners. So their funding has actually, all the way back to November, December, we were getting notice from them that they were out of funds to help with these services. Our participants, when they're coming out of community, or when they're coming out of jail or residential treatment, they are vulnerable, most vulnerable for relapse. So we want to get them right into a clean and sober living environment with a supportive environment. And so without them having access to funding for that, their options are very limited. So we've made things work. We've brokered some deals with Oxford Houses to, help out, but we have participants who aren't able to move into clean and sober housing because they don't have funding for it. So this would be able to help out with that. And then treatment services. Participants who are on Medicare, they have a spend down, almost $1,000 that they have to pay before Medicare will kick in and pay for treatment services. That puts a financial burden on the participant. They're, retired and disabled. Hard to come up with that kind of money. And we actually have veterans that are service connected who don't qualify for Medicaid because their service-connected disability puts them over the income threshold, so they don't qualify for Medicaid to pay for treatment services. And some private insurance companies also don't pay for treatment, surprisingly enough. So this is going to be able to help us be able to pay for some of their treatment services, so they can get the full gambit of residential treatment, inpatient or intensive outpatient, moral recognition therapy, dialectical behavior therapy, seeking safety, whatever modality that the treatment providers recommend. We can get them in there and get that covered so they can get the best treatment possible. And then we also are going to be able to help pay for portable alcohol monitoring for our DUI offenders. We have close to 40 participants in therapeutic courts that are in on DUI charges. So we want to have an increased level of accountability on them. So we order them to be on portable alcohol monitoring, but there's no assistance for portable alcohol monitoring. You just have to pay for it. So we want to be able to take that financial burden off of them to have that accountability, additional accountability of staying sober. So this will provide that ability for us, the ability to do that. So
The grants for 1 year?
this grant is just for the last quarter of the current fiscal year of 24-25. So AOC has just put out a notice for the next fiscal year for 25-26. So while I was here, I was actually going to ask the commissioners' blessing to put in for another the same grant for this next fiscal year.
How much is that?
I have not come up with the numbers on that. So right now, the 20,500 is what I calculated we could probably utilize that in the last quarter.
Okay.
So probably 4 times that.
Okay.
I don't know. I know that the budget for the next fiscal year in AOC was cut by $2 million. So I I don't know if I'll put in for the full $80,000. Want to improve the possibility of us getting our fully funded for whatever we ask for. So I may not go after the 80,000, but and we'll make anything work. Anything is better than nothing.
Okay. Questions?
Just real quick, Ryan, I appreciate you putting in for the grant. Like I said, if we don't put it in for grants here, they're just gonna go somewhere else on taxpayers' money. I appreciate the work you've done on this. I do miss not being able to go to Veterans Court because I know Veterans Court is during this time here because I'm a big supporter
Happening
of that.
right now.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Timing is
It bums me out, but you know what? I know that's all good. The system rate's low on this. You're helping a lot of people on that. So, Chair, if you're ready, I'll be glad to go ahead and make a motion.
Go ahead.
Okay, I move to approve the resolution approving the grant agreement for funding under the Washington State Administration Office of the Courts for Benton County Therapeutic Courts, a fiscal year 2025, and authorize the Therapeutic Court Coordinator to sign said agreement.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, and I think we all agree to go ahead and apply for the next round.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those nay. Ayes have it, the motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you,
very
Commissioners. Have a great day.
Actually, Ryan, I do have a question though. How come your mug has a Kamaikan lacrosse sticker, not a Southridge lacrosse sticker? Yeah,
You have a mug with them?
I see the Kamaikan.
Yes,
Lacrosse,
Mike and
yeah.
lacrosse.
Dang it.
Does that work against me? I'm sorry. I can have these
My kid plays
removed.
for Southridge lacrosse. You guys killed us the other day, so
Yeah,
congratulations.
yeah, thank
You're
you. Yeah, we're looking forward to next year.
welcome. You're welcome.
Sounds like he's rubbing that in.
Okay. Other business. We have that letter of,
Yeah.
in support of women's sports. You want to talk about that? Commissioner Kay?
Yeah, we have that letter. Honestly, Adam wrote it up and sent it.
Yeah, Adam drafted the letter. Several weeks back, the board directed staff to develop a letter or a resolution. We chose to kind of gear towards a letter, and it kind of evolved from there in one-on-one discussions with the board members, and it kind of evolved into a multi-jurisdictional support letter in the preservation and protection of girls' sports. So as of this point, we have it drafted with 6 jurisdictions to include Benton County. Franklin County has signed it. The city of Kennewick has signed it. The city of Pasco has signed it. We may sign it today. And then Richland and West Richland have it on their agenda for May 6th, next Tuesday.
And that should go.
So I got the motion. I move to approve the Benton County's endorsement of a multi-jurisdictional letter for a call to action supporting the protection and preservation of girls' sports, and further move to authorize the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners to sign said letter addressed to the legislation delegations of Washington 8th, 9th, 14th, 15th, and 16th district.
Second.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you.
Yeah.
Commissioner Kay.
And then one other topic too, I've been getting a bunch of phone calls about fireworks, and it's been mostly in the Finney area. And I keep telling them that I'm bugging staff, bring it up in our meeting today. What can we do? I don't know if Greg is something we bug you about too, because again, I'm not getting blown up like every single week, but the past like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, I got 3 or 4 phone calls, and they wanted to keep knowing what us as commissioners can do to kind of say, hey, quit firing fireworks off at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever.
We could just go ahead and maybe direct staff to go ahead and work with civil attorneys to go ahead and have an ordinance for a certain time that XYZ amount of time for fireworks not to be.
Yeah, because I get going off at
such.
that dark, but hey, let's stop it.
1 o'clock at night.
Nice, yeah, exactly.
So those are the guys right there.
But you need enforcement.
Yeah, that would be the ordinance.
So, I mean, we've talked about this in the past, and I know Greg and Jeff Altman have had discussions on this. I think they could give you a quick update of what they've researched, if you're open to it.
Good morning. So currently the Benton County Code does default to the RCW in terms of the times that fireworks can be discharged. And there as you know, they're plentiful from June 28th essentially through July 5th is the right range of time when people have the ability to do the just discharging of fireworks. Jeff and I have talked about this a little bit. In terms of, I think we do have the ability to be more restrictive than state law, but I'll let Jeff kind of discuss that a little bit.
Yeah, so chapter 70.77 of the RCWs establishes the defaults for when people can shoot off consumer fireworks, like the kind you're talking about, Commissioner Kay out in Findlay. And we can restrict those further. So the board has that authority to do that. That would make chapter 70.77 more restrictive. And under that law, that anything you adopt would become effective 1 year from date of adoption. So it's nothing we could address this year, but it is something you could address for next 4th of July, for example. I think one of the questions I was also asked had to do with civil infractions. Is that something that was coming up as well, changing?
I think that came up last time we were talking.
I think so too. Yeah.
Can somebody tell me exactly what the question that came up is? Was it converting the criminal penalties to pure civil infractions, or what was the question exactly?
I think they were just more upset, like not having the sheriff's department coming out and doing like a citation or whatever you want to call it and stuff. Because again, I was getting Findlay phone calls, but then also I had a gentleman bug me during the 4th of July in Badger Canyon that was having fireworks going crazy down there too. So it's pretty much the whole rural Benton County area, I would say that it's been having firework issues. And I get it. Again, light fireworks off, okay, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock till midnight, but don't be going past that. And a bunch of people are still complaining about it. So I don't know the whole infraction stuff, but I just know that some were upset that, they'll call 911 or dispatch or whatever, and no one's coming out to do a citation.
Well, so the code, the Benton County code could be changed to allow the board to impose some pretty hefty civil infractions on this.
Higher fines.
Higher fines, and that would again restrict chapter 70.77. And so that would also mean it wouldn't be effective until a year after adoption. But the problem is, and our county clerk pointed this out, this is a matter of enforcement. We have to have people out there who are going to enforce this, because otherwise, no matter what the board does, it's just not going to satisfy the people out there.
Then maybe what we could do is, if you want, just like I did the stuff with the work release, maybe getting with Jeff and then yourself and whatever you think,
That's fine.
Jerome, and getting with the sheriff's office and talking to undersheriff and sheriff and seeing if there's some collaboration where you can maybe come up with some type of agreement to draft something where everybody's on the same page. That'd probably be it. I think if you want to do that.
Sure. Okay.
Are you cool with that?
Commissioner McKay's in, yeah.
Is the board interested in taking a look at reducing the window that people can light off fireworks, or the time, or both?
Well, I think that, but also too, fire stuff too, like lighting off big mortars and everything. Like I get doing whistleblowers and maybe a couple bottle rockets here and there, but doing those big fireworks causing fires down the road.
And those are prohibited now.
Yeah, those are already illegal.
Yeah,
those are all
So that's what I'm saying. Like, but again, I'm getting people calling me saying people are lighting that off in Finland,
right.
but no one's getting a citation for doing it. So that's what I'm just saying as a board, what can we do to push? Hey, sheriff's department, they're doing illegal stuff. Let's get it figured out and do the citation. So, but then time frame too. Okay, say 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
Restrictions already are just what, New Year's and 4th of July right now that we have?
There's a 4th of July timeframe, June to July 4th, and there's another season, I guess you will, from December through first part of January.
Yeah, for the New Year's.
Yeah.
And 4th of July is June 28th through the 5th. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a pretty broad window.
Well, you willing to work with the sheriff and work with Jeff and see what
If we can.
strategy you can come up with, you willing to do that?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, next, or last item.
Or other business.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have to say that is, I want to go ahead and say, we have great relationships. The Board of Commissioners, I've seen since I've been here with Benton County, I think we have a great relationship with our jail and the corrections officers. I want to go ahead and say we support you guys 100%. And I think we always try on a weekly and monthly basis on what we can do to always improve that from good, better to best. Also with the sheriff's office, Same thing, I believe we have an excellent relationship here at Benton County between the Board of Commissioners and the Sheriff's Office. We'll continue to kind of work together on things like that. That with Commissioner McKay will be talking to them in reference to fireworks. And I know that we got invitations to the Sheriff's Foundation. I went last year. I will continue to go this year because I think they raised some good money for some good causes. So on this side of the river, I think we're doing pretty good, and we'll continue to work and strive harder for the citizens of Benton County with those. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Next is Donna Hutchinson. Come forward, please. We have a, here, let me talk in the microphone before. We have a certificate of service is awarded to Donna Hutchinson. Thank you for your tireless effort, your unwavering support, and your dedication to Benton County. Your 37 years of hard work and commitment are truly appreciated. Dated April 29th, 2025, signed by all three commissioners. That's got to be one of the longest employees. Josie's been an employee for how long? 35, right behind you. Okay.
Thanks very much.
Any other one want to give some comments at all? Anyone? Greg? Well, sure.
Yeah, we're well, we're excited for her. I'm gonna really miss her. She's been here. She's been the cornerstone of the planning department across the street over here for 37 plus years. She has seen and processed so many different land use applications and meetings that are really important to Benton County now that have grown over the years. Along with Gary Martin came to visit us today, and he was our planning director here for 30 years, and he's the one that hired Donna. So yeah.
How many different planning managers has Donna outlived?
Oh, golly. Yeah, there's been 5.
See, you did it.
I don't know how many planning commission meetings Donna's been to, but I'm kind of scared to count up that number. But she's been to a lot and seen a lot through here, so we're really going to miss her. So congratulations, Donna.
Terry, did you want to say? We'll give you a chance.
I'd like to say, I've known Donna for a long time, and she's been for us for a long time, was up until about 17 years old when I retired. She's been there, she's been dedicated employee to this county for years, and she's one person you always depend on to get things done. I really appreciate her. I'm glad she's been here this long, and hope she has a real good retirement like I have. She's very good person and employee.
Thank you. Well, thanks for coming in. Anyone else? Oh, good. Anything? We're fine. No? Josie, anything? Brenda, when is the certification of election? No, and he's gone.
Yeah.
So we're going to designate Commissioner McKay. I designate Commissioner McKay to do the canvassing award for the April special election. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oh, you second that.
A second, yeah, a second.
He's going to be here. Commissioner McKay will. Okay, thank you, Brenda. Our treasurer. Yeah. Good amount coming in. People, like how many percentage? 44% out of 50%. Out of 100. Well, that's not very good. Oh, you're talking, okay. So it's 50%.
Yeah, he got technical on that one, yeah.
Judge, anything? Okay. Okay, with that, meeting adjourned. Have a good rest of the day. Robert.
I could go.